Talladega Superspeedway. I mean, you put those two words together and you already know what we're in for. It's going to be a lot of close racing. It's going to be a lot of fun racing here too. And elimination is on the line for some of these drivers because 4 drivers get left behind tonight. Those drivers right under the red line will not participate in next week's playoffs. 18 drivers have come to play tonight as the green flag comes out at Talladega. We are racing in the playoffs. For 1/100ths of a second, the gap after that first half a lap. Ricky's in the house tonight. Shout out Racing Ricky. Send my love to the team. And he's sending love to his boy Justin Shoup tonight. He's got a chance. Everybody's got a chance to win tonight. This is just going to be fantastic. How about that for racing at Talladega? The next gen car is already 3 wide. Landon's in the house. Emily Seeger's in the house, cheering for rookie Matt Seeger, who's impressed. Ryan Von Henschel goes purple, 50-40, quickest lap of the race. But let me tell you now, the lap times will mean absolutely nothing for these drivers. Sean Anderson in the driven Chevrolet sits behind Michael Bennett. That top line has the most momentum, the most power behind it. At the back of that top line, you have the 08 of Cody Bartholomew Johnson. And then Brandon Meyer in that number 33 Procore Ford, almost up in the wall and at the front. The pride of Greenwood, South Carolina, one Jacob Prince, and then rookie. First time racing in ENEA, one Pete Yetman sits at the front with rookie Matt Seeger behind him. It's the rookies out front, and then you've got the man, the myth, the legend, big time James Staples in the 2-4. Caution is out. We got crashing at the back, and it is the driver with the purple lap. Ryan Von Henschel goes around, and caution number 1 is out. Just talking about James Staples in that 2-4, and we will do all night long because it is the greatest paint scheme in the history of the world, and there is no other alternative. Well, I won't say in the history of the world, and I was actually thinking about this because I mentioned this in the drivers' Discord earlier. I'm like, this has got to be one of the most famous paint schemes in the history of American motorsports. And I was thinking about it. It's and Landon just subscribed. All right, and that scared the crap out of me. I forgot I had that noise queued up every time someone hits the subscription button. So now every time you subscribe, you have DW saying it's showtime. How very appropriate, talking about icons in American motorsports. And obviously this paint scheme, a huge icon in American motorsports. And I was thinking around the world, you have the Lancia color, the Martini Lancia colors, you know. You have those black, silver, and red Audis that were racing alongside them. Or were they yellow? I have no idea. Who was sponsoring? Anybody that knows about Group B rally racing in the mid-'80s, who was sponsoring the Audis? Why were they yellow? I I would say the Ford RS200, speaking of, just insane rally cars with iconic paint schemes. I mean, obviously you've got, that Ferrari Formula One team in red. The McLaren West colors, when they were sponsored by West Tobacco, amazingly just gorgeous racing colors. And now Red Bull, after years of dominance, and not just motorsports, but every wheeled sport on the planet, they have, their iconic paint scheme that's even gone out to MotoGP as well. So kind of going on a tangent about some of my favorite paint schemes, but you're looking at one of them right here. Pete Yetman leads this race.
Yes, sir.
I'll say it again for the folks in the back. You are leading this race, Pete. You're at the front. Still plenty of racing to go, but what have you learned in those first 3 green flag laps?
Protect the bottom. Protect the bottom.
You got another rookie behind you, and Matt Seeger in that double 8. You both seem to be doing pretty well so far, but again, very early in this race. How did you find practice, and who do you think is going to be your best draft partner on the way to the end tonight?
As for draft partners, it's going to be whoever wants to stay on the bottom and just stay loyal. They start moving around, all bets are off, I guess.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens here. Let's see. The lights are still on the pace truck, so we won't be going green this time by. But good luck to you. Keep the shiny side up, my friend. These things tend to get airborne at these tracks.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, buddy. So Pete Yetman will go back to work. Let's bug the other rookie that we're talking about tonight. One Matt Seeger. Let's see what he thinks about this race tonight. Matt Seeger, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's going on with you, man? You're sitting in the second position. You got a couple of rookies leading this race. You got the High Rock Vodka Chevrolet looking good. Only 6 laps into this one. But why don't you tell me what you've learned in tonight's race so far?
These cars are light. Whenever you get pushed, it gets pretty sketchy. But I'm having a lot of fun out here. It's enjoyable running up front. It's fun.
Who's going to be your favorite draft partner on the way to the finish?
Oh, I don't know. I'm game to work with anybody. I mean, I feel like whoever can get me to the front and stay there is who I'm going to work with.
All right, buddy. Looks like we're going green this time by, so pull the belts tight and do a good job up there, huh? Don't disappoint us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So Seeger's going to go back to work. We're going to go back to work as well. These drivers are going to go around the racetrack, and we're going to be back with more racing fans. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have awesome drafting, and we're going to get into the NFL a little bit while we're here. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Ready to go back to work at the Talladega Superspeedway. These race cars shift into gear and get ready to go. 21 of Pete Yetman to the inside. Rookie Matt Seeger to the outside, waiting for the signal. 7 laps about to be completed. The green flag waves, and we're racing again at Talladega. Rookie Matt Seeger still on the inside behind rookie Pete Yetman and rookie Brandon Meyer at the front of this race. What's going on with these guys? All these new kids are really trying to show what they've got at the beginning of this race. We are 1/10 of the way through this playoff elimination event. If you've just tuned in, one caution, Ryan Von Henschel went around at the back, and as I'm thinking about it, we never even looked at why Von Henschel went around. We should probably do that. Let's see why Von Henschel crashed. Hopefully we don't miss anything up here. There's the 45 just right on top of, look at the defending champion. He got caught up in that. But that was Connor Cordes. That was right under the 45 of Von Henschel. And one more look at the 45. I just think he thought he was clear, and the draft just enough for Cordes to get right into that position. Back at the front of this race, we didn't miss anything. New Hampshire's very own Brandon Meyer. At the front of this race, New Hampshire's finest, with Nick Kaufman, who is inside, the driver of the 14 Coca-Cola Ford. Getting himself into the top spot, earning his position up there. And now he's got help from Pete Yetman behind him. And the double 3 now gets in that middle vacuum hole, and he will slide to the back. Plenty of racing to go. Plenty of racing to go, and these drivers need to be patient. And Nick Kaufman decides he wants to lead the train at the front of this one. Yetman behind him. The double 8 of Matt Seeger in third opens the door for James Staples in the 2-4, who wants to bring that famous 24 into the top 3. 2 lines, one with 5, one with 4 at the top, and here come a few stragglers who want to join that inside line as well. At the front, the KC from KC, Connor Cordes, leads by a nose. Smoke up front, either one driver going down pit road or spinning around up front here. And it looks like Dakota Dahl in the pits, as is Ryan Von Henschel. Not sure what kind of service they're getting up there. Ricky says it's scary with the new guys up front, telling the 91 of Justin Shoup to just drop back, stay out of it. Shoup sitting in 12th right now. Kaufman gets shoved to the inside. Now, Kaufman is good. Nick Kaufman. Actually, where does Nick Kaufman sit? Because I'm looking at these points, and I thought he had won a race, but it was in the last round, most likely. Kaufman does sit 4th in the standings, however. Well, in the adjusted standings here. It's saying he's 2nd there. He does have the 1 win. Let's refresh these points. Make sure I have the right points here, because I'm pretty sure I'm looking at the wrong set of points. I was looking in previous seasons. I guarantee you that's exactly what went on. Yeah, there we go. Now Nick Kaufman sits 2nd in the points once I refresh what I've got going on here. But anyway, forget the guys who are in. It's that big red line there that you see. Those are the guys that you need to keep your eye on. If they're still under that red line by the time the race is over, their championship run is over. So they need to be mindful and just stay ahead there. And as I'm looking at these points, I realize I have the wrong driver highlighted. Perrin Huggins is not good. That needs to be Nick Kaufman in the second position, who is good in this race. Matter of fact, that bugs me so much, I'm going to fix it right now. Just, you know what? As a treat, because I screwed this up and I'm going to fix it, let's actually take a look at this fight for the lead. This is what the world looks like from Connor Cordes' number 5. And look at that. Through the magic of television, now we have the points fixed to reflect the right drivers that are locked into the next round of the playoffs. You know, I know I couldn't be a television producer with how many mistakes I make for these graphics week in and week out, but thank God the racing is good, right? And thank God for James Staples putting that 24 at the front of this race. How about this guy? Hats off to the 2-4 making it. And James Staples will lead a lap. He puts the 2-4 out front at Talladega. Perrin Huggins sitting in second, Lucas Reed in third, and then rookie Brandon Meyer left out to dry like a towel in the hot Alabama sun. He's on the outside, and he's got nobody to pick him up. Meyer still stuck on the outside. James Staples still leading this race in that 24 car, with the Fernando Alonso helmet to boot. Pretty good racing so far. If you've just tuned in, let's take a look at the Packers and Giants. Looks like it's 7-0. Green Bay leading New York. Any Giants fans in the house? Any Packers fans in the house? Let me hear you. And then looks like we got the Titans at my Dolphins. I'll be keeping my eye on this one as well because I'm actually interested to see how that one goes. Love my Dolphins. It's been a great season. I love my Lions too. They lost yesterday to the Bears, but hopefully they spring back next week. But the Lions are looking good. Maybe it's good that a loss like that will, you know, just ground them a little bit going into the coming weeks. These drivers have settled down as well, just like that Lions hot streak has, because it is single file all the way back to Ryan Lindemann. That is 14 cars of single file racing. Lindo in that 2.8 at the back, and just as I say, 14 cars with single file racing, they start to spread out, and it's rookie Brandon Meyer who's leading the pack on the outside again. James Staples in that number 2 leading this race. 19 laps underway at Talladega. Who do you got so far? Shout out to Magnum in the chat as well. Magnum's been very active tonight. I haven't said a word to them. Shout out. And Landon again for that subscription and scaring the life out of me with Darrell Waltrip. James Staples no longer leads the bottom line. That honor goes to Brandon Meyer, who now is watching these drivers snake behind him into turn number 3. 33-9, and last week's winner, the 1 of Jordan Haynes, sitting top 3. '33 leads this race. 4 cars, single file at the front, and it's James Staples in the 2-4 who sits just next to the 14 of Nick Kaufman, who will try and slot right in line. Kaufman has to be careful. That is way too aggressive a move to be making this early on in the race, but he's pulled it off by some grace. Let's take a look at that close move by Kaufman again. Almost forcing his way in. And one more look here. It was close. I tell you what, he did pull it off with enough room, but it was close. Ricky saying that he sees 3 guys on the outside that are trying to work together. It looks like Pete Yetman in the 2-1, that rookie that we spoke with under the last caution. He'll sneak. Oh, he's going to try and sneak into the line. Michael Bennett. I'll tell you what, the 21 is lucky that Christmas 19 was behind him of Mike Bennett, because Bennett and Yetman are good friends. If that wasn't Bennett, that could have ended up some other way. But sanity prevails. We're still going well single file here. Let's take a look at the Dolphins and the Titans. Tua completes a pass, and no, he doesn't. I gotta figure out, anybody know how to get picture-in-picture on YouTube TV here? Because I'm trying to get both games on my phone at once, but I don't know that I can do that. Anyway, let's talk about the racing here. Brandon Myers still leading at the front of this one. He's doing a good job. He's doing a really good job here. We'll see how long they let this rookie lead with the 9 of Jacob Prince in second, number 1 of Jordan Haynes rolling in third. And how about Yetman? Is he trying to side draft on his own on the outside? Watch this. Pete's got stones. And just as I say that, he's not able to pass anybody with the side draft, but, you know, he's doing all right. Well, and there he is. Look at him just making his way up the field. We'll see what Pete Yetman can do. He might be one of those guys that just understands the draft. He's got Jacob Prince ahead of him as well. Yetman trying to go to the inside. Now maybe trying to side draft off of Jordan Haynes, who's leading this race. Last week's Charlotte winner locked himself into the next round of the playoffs. No matter what happens here, the 1 car is good. The 14 car of Nick Kaufman, also good. James Staples is right above the cut line for that 24. It's all about survival. Lucas Reed currently runs behind him. Justin Shoup currently running in third, and Mike Bennett in that 19 Christmas car now on the outside with no draft help. Staples just ahead of the 2-4, really trying to force his way on the inside. We'll see just how this works out for these guys here in the coming laps. Pete Yetman back to the front of this race. Jordan Haynes sits behind him in the pride of Bealton, Virginia. Justin Shoup is in the 91. Let's go on board with Shoup. I just realized this entire time I've been muted, but the 08 there, look at the defending champion trying to go to the front of this one. Cody Johnson currently finds himself 1 lap off the pace. If another caution comes out, he will get that position back. So Johnson not leading. Remember, he got caught up in that first caution. Ryan Von Henschel tried to go down on Connor Cordes, and it did not work out for him. Let's go back to that. Again, you're going to see Von Henschel. He's just going to come down right on Cordes' right front. And Cordes is going to put the 45 into the 08, and then the 08 had to sit there getting that damage repaired. So Cody Johnson sits in the 15th position, and then you have that driven Camaro, the 13 of Sean Anderson, currently leading this race with rookie Pete Yetman behind him. Jordan Haynes sits in 3rd. And those ever-changing numbers on the right-hand side. Really, there's no point in having that gap because, as Dakota Dahl kindly stays out of the way, there's no point in having that gap there. I mean, what is the point? These drivers are inches apart. And when did they last pit, as a matter of fact? Lap 6, right? So I guess we're entering that pit window. Drivers will have enough tires to complete this race. Looking at the Dolphins and the Titans, Dolphins are up 7-0 here. There's 10:54 remaining in that second quarter. Tennessee has the ball. They're trying to march to the other side of the 50-yard line. And Mariota has to get backed up. They do complete a pass, and the Titans will be able to go about 13 yards there for the first down. Still not across the halfway line. Packers up 7-0 on top of the Giants, playing in East Rutherford as well. Shout out if you're a fan of the Titans, Dolphins, Packers, or Giants. Shout out if you're a fan of anything. I don't care. Put something in the chat. Let me know you're here. Sean Anderson leading this race. The 08 of Cody Johnson still out front. Right now, Johnson finds himself just on the lead lap, so he has unlapped himself successfully. Single file all the way back to James Staples. That's 12 cars right there. Ryan Lindemann by himself with no draft in the Natty Light Chevrolet. He's going to need some help. Let's take a look here. 168 miles an hour for Lindemann. 185 for Anderson. You know when somebody passes you at another 16 miles an hour on the highway? That's exactly what it's like. They're going 16 miles an hour faster all the time. And it's a 2.66 mile track. So if they're going, 16 miles an hour faster, that means in roughly 18 laps or something like that, they'll have put somewhere around half a lap on you. I have no idea what the math is, but it'll be something outrageous like that. But in any case, again, 185 for race leader Sean Anderson. And there's Ryan Lindemann doing 178 by himself out of turn number 4. So not as big a gap that time around, but still Lindemann needs to find a drafting partner. There's Brandon Meyer right here. Meyer's out of turn number 4. Lindemann finds himself going into turn number 1. If Lindemann can get on the horn to Meyer and say, put your foot down and I'll slow down as much as I can, they may not get lapped by the oncoming cavalry. Here's Brandon Meyer in 13th. There's Sean Anderson right there in turn number 1. Again, there's Brandon Meyer in 13th, who's about to be put a lap down as he exits turn number 2. It would behoove Ryan Lindemann to slow down and let the 33 catch some draft. It will at least buy them time in case a caution comes out, because these drivers are starting to get dicey back here, and they definitely surpassed the prediction of 25 laps on one tank of fuel here. The 19 of Mike Bennett still on the outside by his lonesomeness. On the inside is Connor Cordes. Looking at the Dolphins and the Titans, it's 8:55 to go here. Dolphins up 7-0. Titans finally got across that 50-yard line. They're sitting on the Dolphins' 31. And it's a fumble there on 2nd and 10, so now it's going to be 3rd and a lot more for the Titans. Looks like it's going to be now 4th down for the Titans. I was a little behind there, and the Giants have scored in that Packers game as well, so with 11:55 to go, Packers have the ball, and it's 7-7 in that game. There's a flag on this play here with 8:28 to go. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the Packers and the Giants. Or let's not, because they're on commercial, something dumb like that. So let's go back to the Dolphins and Titans. This race continues the same as well. 31 laps underway. We are about 14 away from the halfway mark. We'll see when these drivers decide to come in for fuel, tires, and everything else they need to finish this race. Emily Seeger's a Falcons fan. She's cheering on for the rookie Matt Seeger, who's sitting behind Pete Yetman. Ricky saying, get that pit strategy worked out and get it together. There's the yellow flag right there on lap 32. We did have a stage break coming out, but this has nothing to do with that stage break. There's Michael Bennett in the 19. No draft. He went off the racetrack and has crashed. Let's see what happened to Bennett. Oh, this is a big incident right here. That just happened to Mike Bennett on lap 32. See if we can get a more recent look on what happened. This is the lap prior. See if we can get just a closer look on this here too. Did he just lose the car? What happened to Bennett? He just absolutely snapped around. Oh, was it Netcode from the 9 of Prince? Racing way too close. Have another look. Oh, that is Netcode. That is such Netcode. Watch for the gap between the two cars here. Oh, this will tell you. Let's slow it down. Oh, and you just saw that gap. One more time, and we'll slow it down right before they make contact. Well, and I didn't slow it down in time, but I mean, you saw the gap there. The 19 just, with still just daylight between himself and the 9. And he went around. So the caution comes out just before these drivers were going to come down into the pits. And Sean Anderson will lead the procession into pit lane. So it's going to be tires, fuel, and everything else these drivers can get their hands on. We're going to take a break, and we're going to keep on keeping on here. Looking at the Titans, they're about to go for a field goal here. So hang on just one second. 6:53 to go in the second. The kick is up, and it is good. So it is now 7-2. Oh, the Titans scored. All right, so 7-7. Tie game in Miami. It's still 7-7 in New York as well. Packers have the ball, and they're trying to score with 10:20-some to go in the second quarter. So we're going to take a couple-minute break, get a snack, get a drink. You should do the same, and we'll be back for more racing. We'll see you in 2. Rookie Pete Yetman with control of the field once again to the inside of last week's winner, Jordan Haynes. The number 91 of Justin Shoup sits on the inside line. I'm sorry, the 91 of Shoup sits on the inside line, and look at everybody that chose the inside. Only Connor Cordes and Jordan Haynes starting on the outside. Look at Michael Bennett hanging all the way back, as is Cody Johnson and Lucas Reed. Well, this is going to be an interesting start. We'll see what these guys hanging way back in the pack with leader Pete Yetman sitting here at the front. They wait for that signal. The green flag is out at Talladega. Look at the jump from Lindo, the 19, the 08. They are all moving with a huge jump out of the back. Green flag is out at Talladega. Haynes and Cordes with a sensational jump there. Everybody's getting bunched up at the back. Look at Lucas Reed with a great run out of turn number 2. What happened to Pete Yetman? Did he spin the tires? Look at the jump that the 19 got out of the back. That's impressive. Caution is out on the racetrack. We'll check it out in just a moment. You saw that one coming. And it looks like it's the 24 of James Staples, and it is. Staples has been involved. The 14 of Nick Kaufman has been involved. Let's see what happened here. (13) dives down to the inside, and the 21 of Pete Yetman. Look at James Staples. He's in 2 lines. And then Yetman just goes around. Oh, the 24 got more than just a touch. And keep your eye here on Nick Kaufman. Staples is just going to be there. As Nick Kaufman, he's got, I think he's trying to pick the low lane. But Kaufman's still up there. He's got 2 tires on the line, so I don't know if he really committed, but I mean, let's have another look. Let's take a look at it from a different angle. Kaufman in the 1-4. I mean, the 14 is there. The 14 is right there going into the entrance of turn 3. Have another look. And Yetman knows he's there. I just don't know if he hesitated trying to come to... It also looks like the 14 saw an opportunity, and the window closed way too fast on him. Have another look. Yeah, the window closed. You saw that the 13 and the 21 got close together. The window closed on the 14, and he was stuck just on the top side. And obviously 2 cars aren't going to fit into 1 lane. So caution comes out. Nick Kaufman goes around. He's going to have to get that race car repaired. Jordan Haynes is at the front of the field. Jacob Prince will be restarting in the 2nd position. See if we can bother Jordan Haynes for a quick word. Jordan Haynes, Rick James up top. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, Rick?
Well, you're leading this race here. You're going to restart with inside 50 laps to go. We're almost beyond halfway here. But what have you learned so far?
Don't be in the back, because you're probably gonna get wrecked if you're back there. No, really, we've just been saving gas this whole time, just trying to make it to the stage, trying to get some stage points. Did a pretty good job of doing that. Outside of that, trying to race now. I mean, we only got like half a lap, and then they decided to wad it up again. So, but yeah, I mean, it's go time now. We should be able to make it on 1 stop. And pretty much it's going to be all about just not getting wrecked in this one and being there with about 2 or 3 to go.
Who's your favorite drafting partner?
Anybody that wants to go to the front or stay at the front. So I don't really have any favorites.
Titans and Dolphins tied at 7 right now in Miami just before the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 14 for the Dolphins right now. Who you got?
Oh man, roll tide, give me to it.
I hear you there. Let's go, Finns. And then in the Packers and Giants, I have no idea what the score is there. I think they're still tied at 7 in East Rutherford. Giants have the ball just before halftime. Who you got there?
So I'm not a Giants fan, so whoever they're playing.
All right, so you got Packers and you got Finns. Let's see, 3rd and 14. They're going to try and run it up the gut here, and they're going to set themselves up for a field goal here. So hopefully it'll be 10-7 in just a moment. But anyway, Jordan, I'm going to let you get back to work, man. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Yes, sir.
Jordan Haynes going to try and win 2 straight races. He's already locked into the playoffs, so he's just trying to pad stats at this point. We'll see what the one car can do with these remaining laps. Justin Shoup, the pride of Bealton, Virginia, will be sitting to his inside in car 91. So the drivers are going to go ahead and go around the racetrack, get ready for this restart. We're going to do the same, fans. Don't go anywhere. 60 seconds is all you have, and we'll be back. Bealton, Virginia's Justin Shoup has control of the field as we come to the line. Green flag is in the air. Drivers wait to get a piece of this one. There it is. Green flag is out at Talladega. I'm going to call it right now. Perrin Huggins is going to wreck somebody. The way that he is just shifting in and out of the lanes like that, he's going to wreck somebody. It's most likely going to be him. But you hope somebody doesn't get caught in this mess here. James Staples in the 2-4 following Jordan Haynes' advice. Haynes said, don't be in the back and you won't get wrecked. Here comes the 24, trying to get hooked up like Ricky says. He's got the 9 right behind him. Sean Anderson shoots to the outside where he's got Perrin Huggins right behind him. Huggins is an advocate of bump drafting in the corners. We'll see just how it works out for him for the end of this race. I was watching him practice, and it did not turn out to be too successful, but every race we've already got, we get a lot of guys that love to bump draft through the corners, and Huggins is a very heavy advocate of that. We'll see how it works out for him. Some might say it's a bold move, Cotton. The 91 of Justin Shoup flying the flag for the great state of Virginia at the front of this one. Looking at the Giants and the Packers, it's 7-7 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's 4th and 1 for Green Bay. Looks like they're deciding if they're going to go for it or not, and they're wrecking behind him, and it's the 13 of Sean Anderson. He's involved. Cody Johnson just missed that one. Is that Jordan Haynes in the back? It's Jordan Haynes in the back. Caution is out for the 4th time as Kyle Chafin is in the house, normally driving that Access Fishing car. Good to have you here, Casey. And the 1 of Haynes. We'll see just what happened here. Oh, a little bit of netcoat there. The 2-1 of Pete Yetman just gets right into the 13 with enough distance between them, or I guess as little distance between them as needed to make some contact happen. Watch the daylight between the 2-1 on the left side and the 13 on the top side. They touch. And if you haven't seen it in iRacing before, netcode, the drivers get close enough in the physics models, thinks that they touch, and it's enough to send the 13 around, it's enough to send the 5 around. Look at Connor Cordes. He should be racing. He's in the chat saying, go on board with me. All right. Well, let's see what this looked like from Connor Cordes' point of view. Did he touch the wall? Did he touch the wall? Watch this. He didn't. Oh my gosh, that was close, but I don't think he touched the wall. That's pretty impressive there. That was something else. I mean, it was a pretty scary crash for a lot of guys. On board with Pete Yetman. Last week's winner, Jordan Haynes, got involved with that one as well. Let's see what this looks like from the backside of the 2-4. That's what it looks like to just miss out on a crash. I seem to think here in 2001, Jeff Gordon narrowly avoided a big crash at the fall Talladega race. Have another look here. See if we can get a better look. You can't really see the crash happening behind him, but oh, there it is. All right, so he was plenty far ahead. But Staples survives in that 2-4. And Nick Kaufman in the chat says the 21 is a weapon. So the driver of the 14 voicing his concern with Pete Yetman in the 2-1, calling him a weapon, saying that he's ultimately responsible for this accident. Let's have another look with Pete Yetman, however. Moving left to right definitely a lot. He bumps that 2-1, and he gets him right there. There's Connor Cordes narrowly avoiding the wall. And let's try and get another look at Pete Yetman here. We just missed it there. But we saw the net code earlier. We saw the daylight between himself and the 13. If you haven't seen it yet, take a look. There is daylight here. Watch for the gap between the 2-1 and the 13. You're going to see net code there. So Yetman is he's moving back and forth in the lane, definitely. He actually goes up into that. He goes right on the line where the 13 is, and that's just enough. Enough gap or as little gap as needed. And you can see it looks like netcode affected the 5 as well, where Cordes just barely avoided that wall, and the 8 of Perrin Huggins very lucky to make it through that. So that is the 4th caution of the race. We will officially achieve halfway when they cross the line. The lights are out atop the pace truck. Justin Shoup has control of the field. We're going to let these drivers get reset. We're going to do the same as well. And if you haven't checked out Infraction Music, check them out. They provide us for the music for Monday and Thursday night. They actually provide us for all the music here. for Rick James TV. They're on Spotify. Check them out. Great, great music for any of your streaming needs. Check them out on Spotify. And Fraction Music fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just 30 seconds for more racing from Talladega. Back with more racing at the Talladega Superspeedway. And just back to infraction music that we were talking about before that 30-second break. If you do stream and you need just a little bit of background music, you need just when you're streaming your gaming, whatever, again, check out Infraction Music because they have just this amazing library of content, of music that they make. And as far as I know, with a free license as well, that they allow us to just stream and give them a shout out as well. So check them out on Spotify. They're also on YouTube here. And how about we check out some race cars? Green flag is out at Talladega, and Justin Shoup still leads at the front. Shout out Kyle Chafin in the chat who wanted to be here tonight. Unfortunately, he couldn't. The Auburn fan missed the chance to race at his home track like he said, but hopefully we see him sooner rather than later. He always sports the colors for Access Fishing, and we'll talk about Access Fishing more later in this race. They do provide us with all our track facts and points as well, and they're actually from the Alabama area. We'll get into that fishing company in just a moment. But if you love fishing, shout out in the chat. Shout out fishing as well. I personally, I couldn't tell you the last time I went fishing. I think I was in my 20s. So what? That was about 1,000 years ago. But no, it's been a very long time since I've been fishing, actually. So shout out to all the anglers out there, and shout out to all the folks in Alabama who happen to be anglers. And shout out to my man, James Staples. All right, putting my favorite paint scheme out here at the front of this race. 2-4 at the front, doing his thing with rookie Pete Yetman behind him. And I've been saying the word rookie a lot, but I'm pretty sure that James is a rookie this season as well. So we still have two rookies at the front of this race, and that's just fantastic. So Staples in the 2-4 doing his thing. He's going to lead lap number 47. How about Jordan Haynes in the 1? He was involved in that recent accident. He's getting right behind Pete Yetman. Haynes trying to do it his way with Justin Shoup behind him in the 91, and then the 8 of Perrin Huggins rolling in that 3rd position. And you've got the 0-8 of Cody Johnson going down to the inside. Jordan Haynes will edge the 2-4. He's got a fantastic run out the corner. And racing rookie saying Justin Shoup does not need to be drafting with the 91. There's the 91 who's in the wall. The 8 shoots down to the inside. A little bit of chaos here. And let's take a look at that move Perrin Huggins just made for the lead. A few more drivers in the wall there. The 9, the 28. This is going to get ugly. Watch Perrin Huggins just dart down to that inside line. Just terrifying stuff. And it's such... I'll tell you what scares me here is that this is happening and we just passed the halfway mark. Look at that. And it looks like he even made contact with the 1 a little bit. I'm not sure. But Yeah, the 8 car just shoots down to the inside, and it worked this time. But we'll see if it works again. James Staples trying to go to the high side. Perrin Huggins throwing an unbelievable block, and he's bunching up the field again. And I gotta say, this aggressive style of racing with 40 laps to go, if the 8 car gets hooked and spun around, it will be his own doing. How about the 13 trying to go to the outside? Little room on the outside. The 2-4 being just stuck in the inside, and he's going to be swallowed by the vacuum. The 8 car throws another block, forcing the 33 high. Perrin Huggins really getting defensive at the front of this race. Pete Yetman in the 2-1 will sneak behind him. 33 in the middle, and now it's the 2 Coors cars to the outside, Prince and Shoop. 2-8 of Lindo's in the wall. Coming right down on Connor Cordes in the 5, and there they go again. Cordes, Lindemann, they're in the wall. They're grinding against the safer barrier, and the caution comes out once again. And what I tell you a lap ago, this was going to get ugly, and it got ugly enough to where Lindo lost his face. There lies the face of Ryan Lindemann, and Connor Cordes will collect it, who's also lost his nose. And the caution comes out on lap 51. And this is going to go back several laps here. And let's go back to the beginning of lap 51. Watch the block that Perrin Huggins will throw into turn number 1 here. Well, nope, that's the actual crash itself. Let's go back 1 lap then at the beginning of lap 50. Just this aggressive style here is going to bunch up the field. 8 throws, just an enormous block. 33 is bunched up, so this is where the chaos starts. The 33 of Brandon Meyer is stacked up, and in turn, here comes a domino effect. 13 is stacked up. 21 of Pete Yetman is stacked up. Now, 8 car throws another enormous block on the 24, follows him up the racetrack. So now the 13 is stuck. Sean Anderson, that orange car in the middle, he's going to move all the way to the back. So now, there's Brandon Meyer again, and let's roll this one back here. Watch the block that Perrin Huggins will now throw on the 33 of Brandon Meyer. 8 car will follow Meyer. Meyer's trying to make that move, so the 8 car will follow Meyer all the way up into turn number 3. So the double 3 is now stacked up. He's moving slow after being blocked heavily. The 8 of Yetman is urging that 21 forward, and this is where the 5 car gets involved because Connor Cordes is on the outside. There you see Lindo, who's going to pull himself right off the wall after Jordan Haynes clears him. The Phoenix winner, Nick Kaufman, barely avoids that one. And the cars come together, and they will bump and grind along the outside safer barrier in turn number 1, so everybody will come down pit road. The 5 of Connor Cordes will make his way down into the pits. Absolutely everybody is coming down into the pits. So the drivers are going to get another tire change here. Ryan Von Henschel says, such an awesome race. And, you know, call me cynical, but I detect a little bit of sarcasm in there. So the drivers are going to do their thing. I'm hungry, so I'm going to grab a snack. You guys should do the same thing. We'll be back in 2 minutes, and we're going to have more of this awesome racing, according to Ryan Von Henschel, after the break. Fans at home, if you have a fisherman in your life, it's not too late to get a piece of their favorite hobby for Christmas. Head on over to accessfishingal.com. Access Fishing all over the Southeast, and they've got quality, custom-made baits for the everyday angler at that everyday angler price. Made right in Alabama. This is their home track. And unfortunately, their driver, Kyle Chafin, could not be here tonight. But still, shout out to the folks at Access Fishing for bringing us our points, our race facts. If you like fishing, you're going to like these folks over at Access Fishing. Get yourself, as the green flag comes out, get yourself all the fishing gear you need at the everyday angler price. AccessFishingAL.com. And Jacob Prince trying to reel Perrin Huggins back in. And look at Huggins coming down on Prince incredibly hard. I'm going to say it until he wrecks, because it's going to happen. With moves like that, the 8 car is going to wreck himself and somebody else that doesn't deserve it, making moves like that. And it could have been Matt Seeger. Rookie now goes down to the inside. And you'll have Prince behind him. 35 laps to go this time by. If you've just tuned in, we're talking about racing. We're talking about the NFL. Titans and Dolphins still tied at 7 with 8 seconds to go in the first half. 19 seconds to go in the Giants and Packers game. Also tied at 7 in that one. Jordan Haynes in that middle vacuum hole. He's going to get right in front of Connor Cordes. Perrin Huggins blocking the 91 of Justin Shoup again. Just he can't pick a lane. There's the 9 in the wall there. The 91 just ahead of that double 8. And Justin Shoup, the pride of Bealton, Virginia, to the front. Anderson in the 13. Behind the 8 of Perrin Huggins. And Huggins is fast. But he's incredibly aggressive. And in the last couple of laps, you can understand being that aggressive. With more than 35 laps to go, Perrin's got to cool it before he becomes a statistic. 8 car with no draft help on the outside. Sean Anderson now being shot up the field there. James Staples trying to get somewhere around Pete Yetman, and the 8 car behind the 2-4. Watch Perrin Huggins go on and win this race. I mean, he can. He's incredibly capable. He would lock himself into the next round. He's got nothing to worry about looking at these points, though. He sits 4th. He's 1 spot behind Jacob Prince. Dakota Long sits just ahead of him, who unfortunately Long is in 18th, but he's at, and there's Dakota Long right there, just as I'm talking about him in the chat. Fortunately, Dakota Long I think he was trying to race on a laptop tonight. Dakota, what happened? Let us know. James Staples on the outside, leading that lane. Perrin Huggins will leave him, and Jacob Prince will try to go with him. Jacob Prince is now in the wall. Lucas Reed comes down off the racetrack, trying to avoid the 9 car. 2-4 of James Staples with the all-black number 1 behind him. Brandon Meyer shoots to the outside. Staples will get a bumper full of Jordan Haynes in the 1. And now Staples has the draft from the 33. Justin Shoup still leads as Lucas Reed shoots to the outside, and he will push Brandon Meyer. Here comes the 13, who will cut right ahead of the 24. Who's going to get ahead of the double 3? Lucas Reed will shoot back down to the inside, and they're getting bunched up again. And hold your breath. Here comes a 36-yard field goal for the Packers. Anders Carlson will try to put it between the goalposts as the Giants take a timeout. 17 seconds to go in the first half for them. 4th and 4. We'll see if the Packers change their mind after the timeout. Brandon Meyer sets a new fastest lap, 49.42. He's one of 3 drivers out of the 18 on the roster. Justin Shoup in that 91, still leading Matt Seeger. Single file, 3 cars on the bottom. Here comes the 36-yard field goal from the Packers. It's up, and it is wide. No, it's good. It's good. I was going to say wide left. It just curved right around that left goalpost just as it went through. So we gave it, Carlson gave it just enough weight to go through the goalposts. And with 13 seconds to go in this first half, it is 10-7 Packers. I don't know if that's the wind or what, but that boy put some spin on that. Let me tell you, you could see the shadow from the ball on that left goalpost. That's how close it went. So when it curved around the goalpost, I thought it was wide left, but he just snuck that thing in. The way these Coors cars has snuck up to the front. You got Shoop in the 91, Prince in the 9 on the outside with their reverse liveries, if you will. And then second in line, you've got Matt Seeger, who's now trying to be first in line. The Coors cars get hooked up on the outside. The 13 of Sean Anderson has the very aggressive Perrin Huggins behind him. And again, remember, Huggins loves to bump draft in the corners. He's been throwing aggressive blocks all night long, and we're inside of the final 30 laps of action. We'll see where this goes and who ends up on their lid. For now, Matt Seeger continues to lead on board with the 88. Haynes still leading on the outside as 61 laps are now complete. Dakota Long on his honeymoon, so he brought the laptop and his controller to start and park. Dude, you just got married. Go be with your... I mean, look, I'm grateful that he's in the chat. By all means, this is, I think he won 4 races last year. Dakota Long is no slouch. He is no spring chicken. He is an ENEA veteran. But Dakota Long, trying to start and park on his damn honeymoon. Boy, go be with your wife. Perrin Huggins to the lead. And M Hug in the chat saying the 8 is no more aggressive than anyone else. And with that gamer tag, I wonder who he's rooting for. But let's face it, the 8 car has by far the most aggressive driver out there as far as his blocking goes. He has not wrecked anybody yet. But some of those moves have really put some drivers in the wall, just like this bump drafting is putting drivers in the wall. The 13 and the 3, talking Sean Anderson and Lucas Reed, are going to make contact with that outside wall. The 9 of Jacob Prince goes to the inside with Justin Shoop just behind him. And it's single file all the way back to Jordan Haynes. James Staples gets a great run. He's going to try and draft on the outside. Haynes will go with him, and now Staples showing some grit in that 2-4 with that black one behind him. There goes Justin Shoop trying to get up there. He thinks otherwise. And the Coors cars lead the line. Perrin Huggins will now push Jordan Haynes on the outside of turn number 4, and this could be one of those race-winning moves that you see at the end. You just never know. But that inside line is moving. Jacob Prince continues to lead. 27 to go, and still a green flag pit stop remaining if the caution does not come out from here to the end of the race. But I sincerely believe the caution will come out between here and the end of the race. I would bet a case of Coke on it. But for now, it's all good. Here comes Jordan Haynes. He wants to make a little noise on the outside. He's going to snake that outside line with him. So they're going to lose momentum going into turn number 3 here as you see that inside line just pulling forward. But what kind of run are they going to get coming out of the corner? Packers and Giants going into the locker room. 10-7. Green Bay has the lead as the Giants walk off the field. And the Packers just hustling off the field, and the Giants looking like they're leaving a funeral or something, the way that they're just walking off the field. So we'll see how this game goes in the second half. Let me know who you got. Go ahead and pop it in the chat. Giants, Packers, let me know what's up. And then we also got Titans and Dolphins on the other side. They're also, I think, tied at 7 at the half. Jordan Haynes picked the Dolphins, and he picked the Packers to win tonight. So, so far, one of those teams in front. Haynes, on the other hand, is no longer in front. He gets put in the middle. Perrin Huggins will go down on Connor Cordes like he owes him money. And the 8 car really just trying to take all the air off of that 5. This is just getting tighter and tighter. Look at Perrin Huggins. He's dipping 2 wheels to that inside line, really trying to shove off Connor Cordes. And Bama Trama is in the house. What's going on, Mama Vols? Big Alabama fan herself with these playoffs coming up. She's going to be excited for her Crimson Tide. Jacob Prince now giving a big shove to the 13 and the 8 car. That 13 has been in the wall a lot, and I think the 9 has too. Big move down to the inside, and it's too late for the 13 to block. Jacob Prince will go back up the racetrack, almost losing control of that race car, and the 1 car of Jordan Haynes will now slip behind the 9. Haynes can't go to the outside. Brandon Meyer is there. Meyer leaves room. The 9 and the 1 go top, and there goes Perrin Huggins trying to throw the most aggressive block you've ever seen in your entire life, and it cost him dearly. Huggins again, look at the speed that he scrubbed off. He's lost everything. The 13 to his inside, the 3, and all that speed right there, sending Perrin right into that middle vacuum, and he has to do all the work all over again. Perrin Huggins, again, he gets right in front of the 13, and they make contact. Prince to the lead with Jordan Haynes behind him. Justin Shoup leads that top line. Here comes Huggins again. Watch him shoot to the outside. There he goes. He tries to shoot to the outside. Gets right into that 13. Huggins in the 8. In the middle now. The 21 of Pete Yetman will go behind him. Sean Anderson 6 down in front of the 8, and the 9 car of Jacob Prince defends his lead. There goes Huggins shooting to the outside, right ahead of Lucas Reed. Huggins is out of control. Prince goes back to the top side. Perrin Huggins will go so hard that he forces Justin Shoup into the wall. 8 car now sticks behind that 91. No, that's the 9. I apologize. 91 is further on back. That's the 9 of Jacob Prince leading the top side. Brian Von Henschel asking, why are we racing like it's the last lap? Huggins has been on a warpath. Let me tell you, the aggressive moves tonight, I'm surprised it hasn't caught anybody else. 22 laps to go. If you've just tuned in, it's been a sensational race. Been a few cautions tonight. But all eyes on the 8 car as he's just making some really aggressive moves tonight. And I think he's forcing the hand of everybody else. Connor Cordes leads the top line, and Sean Anderson not going. So there goes the 1 of Jordan Haynes, who will sneak in the middle. He'll lose the draft help, and Connor Cordes will now race side by side with Perrin Huggins in the 8. Watch the 8 try and block that 9 car. And now the 3 of Lucas Reed has to hold up. And what happens at this point is that the 8 has little support from the back. And watch this again. Perrin Huggins will pass Connor Cordes. And watch the block from the 8. Because the 8 car is blocking in the top line, the 9 has to back up. The 3 and the 14 on the top side all have to back up. Here comes Connor Cordes. Up the inside with the 91 bump drafting into that. Connor Cordes still remains in the lead. The 13 of Sean Anderson starting to show some grit. James Staples was up there earlier. How about the 8 car shooting down to the inside, and there goes Cordes matching the 8 car, taking a page right out of his book. And if this is how the drivers are going to race from here on out, you better hold on. You had better hold the hell on. 20 laps to go this time. There goes Cordes. He's been collected by Haynes, and there's the crash. There's what we were waiting for. Last week's winner, Jordan Haynes, involved. Connor Cordes getting wrecked for the 2nd time tonight, and the front end falls off the 5 car again. And that's what we were all waiting for. Caution is out for the 6th time tonight. We're going to restart inside 20 laps at Talladega. And the bump drafting is the cause of this one. Let's go back and have another look. This is into turn number 3. Keep your eye on the 8 and the 5. One car will shoot to the outside here. There's the bump draft in the tri-oval. And there's where the 8 car turns the 5. Eight car will try to block the 1, and the 8 car has more speed than the 5 at this point. So let's watch this once more. The 1's going to shoot to the outside. Huggins is going to try to block the 1. You can see he's looking for that fresh air. He's looking for the pass into turn number 1, as he should. As he should. But then the 8 car is moving, what, 1 mile, 2 miles an hour faster than the 5 here. So the 8 car will try to, he's going to go to the outside just as the 1 goes to the outside, and at this point, Huggins is moving faster than Cordes. Huggins doesn't lift, and when he comes back down onto to the 5, he just turns the 5, and he puts him right in front of the 1. And one more look. From Connor Cordes on board. The 9 car of Jacob Prince just barely avoided that one. Have a look at this. Oh, I think he did make contact with the 1. James Staples looks like he almost got a piece of that one in the 24. He did get some contact, but he does keep it off the wall. There's Jordan Haynes damaged after the crash. And he is not pleased at somebody. Or maybe he's just trying to race back around into the pits. No idea who he's mad at, but he continues to advance through the field here. And everybody will come down into the pits here. For tires for fuel, Lucas Reed is being scored as your race leader. We'll see if he decides to come down into the pits. But it has been an eventful race, to say the least. Looking at the Titans and Dolphins, Titans are up 3 points on the Dolphins, as it's going to be second and a little more than 5 for the Dolphins with 14:50 to go in the third quarter, so they just fired back up. Lights are going to go out atop the pace truck. Lucas Reed did come down on lap 72. And he only had 7 seconds of pitting there. So no tires for Reed, no tires for Anderson or Shoup. Looks like Huggins got the 4 tires as well, as he's going to need them in these final 16 laps of racing. The lights are out atop the pace truck, and we're going to be back in 60 seconds with what is sure to be a finish that we're going to talk about for quite a while. Let's get back to racing at the Talladega Superspeedway. Lucas Reed leads in the number 3. Sean Anderson was outside. 16 more circuits. And the green flag is out. Here we go again. Who do you got? The pride of Built-in Virginia gets blocked by the 1 there, and now the precedent has been set. Drivers going across 1 to 2 lanes just to make that block, and the 33 of Brandon Meyer gets put to the inside off a bump draft. He will sneak to the inside of defending champion Cody Johnson. Perrin Huggins in second. There goes the 1 of Jordan Haynes now driving right in front of the 91 to throw that heavy block on him, and this is only going to get tighter. It's only going to get closer. 14 to go this time by. The 8 car to the outside. 13 will go with him. The 19 of Mike Bennett. 3rd in line on the top side. Jordan Haynes to the inside with the 91 of Justin Shoup just behind him. The 3 of Lucas Reed with lucky number 13 laps to go. Next time by sits 3rd in line. Perrin Huggins still with Sean Anderson behind him. And the inside line will start to move now. There goes James Staples in the 2-4. He's got a bumper full of Jacob Prince. Shoup in the 91 pushing that 1 car along. Pete Yetman will come to help. Sean Anderson on the outside urging the 8 car of Perrin Huggins forward. 10-7 Packers lead the Giants, and 10-7 Packers lead the Giants. Lucky number 13 laps to go, and it's the Phoenix winner, Nicholas Kaufman, who will come on the outside. He's got help from the 91. He's got help from the 9. Jordan Haynes in the 1. Now left in the middle to dry. Looks like they're trying to call targeting on the Packers. And what happened to Tyreek Hill? He's walking back on the field here. Did he get injured or something? Somebody who's been watching the Dolphins game, tell me. But Tyreek coming back onto the field here. And the Dolphins are down 3 points with 11:43 to go in this second quarter. Perrin Huggins leading with a dozen laps remaining, and it looks like they're going to make the high side work, and they're going to settle. They're going to cool it and see who their friends are for the next 11 and a half laps. Ryan Von Henschel says $5. Justin Shoup gets wrecked. And there is Built-in's Justin Shoup with the 28 of Ryan Lindemann behind him. Dolphins have a 3rd down with 11 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. The 9-3 Dolphins hosting the 4-8 Titans. Two cars on the inside, trying to do what the 4 on the outside can't. Looks like the Packers tried to fumble it on a punt return. And I think the Giants might have had some sort of possession. I'm not sure. I'm trying to watch two things at once, and I can't. Y'all watch the race for me. But I'm really interested to see how this is. Look at all the cars just pinned up on the outside wall. Nobody wants to be the first to break, but someone's got to break eventually. It's 10 laps to go this time, then 9 at the line, and you keep on counting down. Tell you what, if you had $5 to bet, I'd put $5 on no cautions. It's not a likely bet, but the odds would be enormous. So it is Giants' ball. It's going to be second and about 5 here. Giants down by 3 to the Packers. And then the Dolphins down 3 to the Packers as well with 10:40-some to go in this third quarter. So Perrin Huggins still out front. Sean Anderson behind him in the 13. Lucas Reed in the 3. Has Lucas Reed ever finished in the podium? I'm not sure. Nick Kaufman in the 14. He won 2 races ago. Brandon Meyer in the double 3. He sits ahead of that 9-1 of Justin Shoup. And behind Shoup is Ryan Lindemann. Then comes the rest. Matt Seeger in the 88. Jordan Haynes by himself in that 1 car. He's got no help. Defending champion, the 08 of Cody Johnson, sits in 9th. Ryan Von Henschel saying it was 23 to go. Everybody was racing like the final lap, and now with 10 to go, they all calmed down. That's what I'm saying. The aggression starting with the 8 car and other drivers then taking suit. Everybody throwing some crazy blocks with 40, 30, 20 to go. 9 at the line, and everybody's going to chill out. Well, not Justin Shoup. He's going to try and take that Virginian car all the way to the front. The number 91 Coors Chevrolet with no help, but the 28 of Ryan Lindemann, they're going to have to tuck back in line and see if the 33 of Brandon Meyer is game to play. Perrin Huggins still leads at the front, 8 when they cross the line. You got to love a Talladega race. You really do. It's just something to behold. It really is. The patience that's involved with being successful at these races. You can see the 13, he thought better of it. He saw the 3 was going with him, but he thought better of it. Lucas Reed dipping to the inside. If Anderson is going to go, he's got to go now. 7 laps when they cross the line. I think the Giants got a 1-point safety off of that punt recovery. I'm not sure. And then they put in a field goal. So it's now 14-10 Giants ahead of the Packers. Looking at the Dolphins and Titans, I have no idea because they're on a commercial break. So we'll peek back at them in a moment. 7 to go this time. And if you've just tuned in, I promise you this is the calmest it's been all race long. If you're just watching now, this race is the most civilized it has been because in the last 45 laps, you've got cars weaving all over the racetrack, blocking each other by the nose. And in some cases, it didn't even work out. Check out the most recent caution here. Connor Cordes goes for a ride. And that's honestly not even some of the most aggressive blocking you've ever seen. That's just the most recent caution. Perrin Huggins continues to lead. The 13 of Sean Anderson sits in second, but just waiting for his move, biding his time. He's got something cooking. The 2-4 of James Staples now has help from another throwback paint scheme. That Tide Ride in the 5 will sneak behind that 2-4. And the cars at the front trying to make it work for them. Pete Yetman leading the best of the rest while the top 6 continue to peel away over the last 5 laps. Justin Shoup, slowly but surely, just trying to pull away from Pete Yetman, but now that they bunch together, they could invite that pack from the back. There goes the 33 of Meyer. He's going to ditch that draft. And like Dakota just said, that second pack is racing. If they were to get into a single file line, they would move forward. Here comes the one of Jordan Haynes. 5 to go this time. 5 laps is all that's left. And again, elimination is at stake. Drivers under that red line by the time this race ends will not participate in the semifinal round of the championship. That trophy will be ripped out of your hands if you're below that red line tonight. Next week, the Texas Motor Speedway, Darlington, the quarterfinal race, and then the semifinal at Homestead. Texas, Darlington, Homestead. That's going to be an amazing semifinal round. Perrin Huggins ahead of Sean Anderson. Justin Shoup to the inside in the 91 car. No help. Meyer in the 33 at the back of this pack. Here comes Yetman. They finally got into a single file line, and this pack now moving quicker than this pack. And who is that at the front of this all? Shoup trying to get to the inside of Kaufman. He's got to run. But he has no draft. Lucas Reed won't go to the inside to pull the 91 with him. The 13 stays in line, and Shoup has his plan foiled. On board now with the 8 car. Dakota Long saying no one's working with Shoup, and that's sad. I mean, get the mix going. 3 laps to go. If drivers aren't taking a chance now, when are they going to take a chance? At a turn number 4, and that's what we're talking about. The 14 of Kaufman shoots to the outside. He's the first to break rank. Now, Jacob Prince also in this line. Prince could affect how this runs as well. The 8 car is now going to be throwing blocks all over the 13 of Sean Anderson. They do not have the momentum as the cars in the back decided to break the line. Here comes the 14. He will tuck in. There goes the 91 of Shoup. No help behind him. Now comes the 33, and the 33 shoots back to the outside. Will the 8 car go ahead of the 91? The 13 will go ahead of the 91, and now you've got cars going for it. 2 to go this time by. There goes the 13 of Sean Anderson coming to 2 laps to go. Nick Kaufman's also been involved. And there's the 1 of Jordan Haynes. The 19 of Mike Bennett's also caught a piece of this one. And the caution flies at Talladega with 2 laps to go. We're going to have a green-white checker. And let's see what happened to Nick Kaufman on lap 88. Oh, the 9 of Jacob Prince just gets to the inside of Nick Kaufman. Kaufman gets into the 1 of Jordan Haynes, who was innocent in that one. And the 13 of Sean Anderson got turned around, and we got to see what happened here because that 13 car did not go around by himself. And I'm willing to bet bump drafting played a factor in this one. This is coming to the line. Keep your eye on that orange 13. Oh, and this is the lap prior to the crash here. No idea what I'm talking about. All right, let's try this once more. This will be going into turn number 2. There we go. Oh, the 13 just gets way loose out of the corner here. And the 91. Nowhere to go for him. Nick Kaufman avoids that one until the 9 car makes him a part of it. And there's the 1 of Jordan Haynes who just missed that one. And the 91 just getting slammed from behind. Keep your eye on the 13 once more. There he goes to the inside. He's going to get a great run from the 8 car. Here comes the 91 of Shoup. Oh, man. So it just looks like the 9 just tries to urge the 91 along. And have a look at this. And let's see if we can slow it down. The 9's going to give a great bump to that 91 right here. So the 13 is going to try and block the 91 again. The 9 gives him a bump just at the right time. And it's enough to get the 13 caught up. And by this time, the 13 is going to wreck. There is no avoiding this one. There goes the 13. The 9 goes up into the 14. And the 91 of Justin Shoup, he just gets pegged from behind, so his back bumper is caved in, but he's good to go there. And Ryan Von Henschel voicing his frustrations at Jacob Prince, saying it's his fault in the 9. Let's have a look here. 9's going to give a great shove to the 91. There. Thirteen's going to get caught up. So is the 1 of Jordan Haynes. He gets into the 19 of Mike Bennett. Haynes is backed up into the wall, but Haynes might be good. His car might still have its sea legs. Nick Kaufman saying he was a lapped car too. Kaufman voicing his frustration at Jacob Prince. One more look at the bump draft coming off of turn number 4. Jacob Prince is going to give a bump draft on the straight. Right out of turn 4, Prince hits the 91 right here. 91, nowhere to go. He gets into the 13. And the 9 car just drifts up into the 14, trying to avoid the accident. One more look at the 9. On board with Jake Prince. So the caution is out. And the lights are out atop the pace truck. Perrin Huggins at the front of this race. He will have control of the field when we go green. Fans, don't go anywhere. 60 seconds is all you have, and we'll be back for the first green-white checkered attempt. Restart number 7 this evening. And that is the average. Over the last 5 plate races, ENEA has had 7. An average of 7 cautions. And I said 5, I meant 7. They have had an average of 7 cautions in the last 7 plate races. So this is the average, and we get one more. This will be above average for cautions tonight. And to quote the mid-Rick Allen, aggressive goes around. So 2 laps to go, and we'll see how aggressive they're going to be. Crazy aggressive blocking from the front to the back. The green flag is out for 5 1/4 more laps of racing. Huggins in control. We'll see where they end up. It's 2 to go. Yetman in the middle. He's got a head full of steam. 24 of Staples beneath him. Dakota Dahl making moves. Here comes Shoup in the 91. Oh, they're all bunched up behind him. Will they survive? They absolutely will not. Will they? The 91 of Justin Shoup getting right into Pete Yetman in the 21, turning him around, and the caution comes out, and that looked personal. Perrin Huggins still with control of the field. Justin Shoup and Pete Yetman coming together, and that did not look fun. And by that point, he's already gone around. Let's go further back. Looks like the 14 of Nick Kaufman might have just bumped the 21 of Justin Shoup going into the corner. Shoup will go up and right into the 21 of Pete Yetman. Have another look. Yep, 14 tries to fill a gap that doesn't exist between the 21 and the 9. And we'll see if there was contact there from the 1-4 to the 21 and the 91. Tries to get around the 29, and I'm not sure where that contact stopped being incidental. Oh, and that is the wrong camera. Keep your eye on the 91 there. Yeah, 14 gets a piece of the 21 for sure. Have a look at Nick Kaufman. He's going to try and fill the gap. Makes enough contact to send him around. One more look at Kaufman in the 14. There's the contact that just put the 21 down onto the 91. And a look from Justin Shoup's point of view. Because the 21 just snaps right ahead of the 91. And you don't really see that wheel cut to the right at all. I'm not sure what the 91 was doing there to get in contact with that 21 car. Let's have a look from Nick Kaufman's point of view once more. One more look aboard the 14. I think this is too soon here. Yeah, is it? No, this is it. So the first green-white checkered attempt does not go well. Sean Anderson went around in that most recent caution. We've now surpassed the average for ENEA's cautions on plate tracks. 8 yellows tonight, and we're going to get another crack at this finish here. Is anybody going to come down? So no one coming down into the pits. Sean Anderson sitting in the second position. Lucas Reed will be restarting in third. How about defending champion Cody Johnson restarting in the fourth spot? He's got a championship to play for. He's got survival on his mind as well. Johnson sitting in sixth. He is some distance above that cut line, but he's not mathematically safe. He does need a good finish here. Looking at those guys that are under that cut line. Sean Anderson. He's currently running in second. Lucas Reed currently running in third. Take a look at Justin Shoup. He got caught up in that accident. He's now running in 13th, but it looks like he's gotten the dents beat out of that 91 somewhat. Plenty of chance for Justin Shoup to get up there. And then finally, Michael Bennett, who's had a fantastic race tonight, but he's gotten some scratches as well. Looks like he recently used a fast repair because that race car is looking good and ready to go. He's running in the top 10. So it's 2 more laps to go. Take a quick flash at those NFL scores here. Titans and Dolphins right now tied at 10 with 5:53 to go in the third. Packers and Giants 13-14 with 6:30 to go in the third quarter. Giants up by a point. So who do you got? 8 car at the front, the 13 of Sean Anderson. On his outside, Cody Johnson sitting behind that 13, and Johnson is ready to push. Jordan Haynes, third in line. Brandon Meyer, third in line on the outside. Dakota Long says he just wants a good finish. Dream on, kiddo. This is going to be controversial. AF. I promise you it is, but we love that kind of drama, don't we? So it's another attempt at a 5 1/4 mile finish. We'll see just how far it goes. Perrin Huggins leads. The green flag is out, and it's 2 laps to go at Dega. Couldn't put a piece of paper between them if you tried. The 13 of Anderson on the outside. Johnson behind him and Haynes pushing along. The 8 car with the 3 of Lucas Reed behind him, and the high line starts to move. Here comes the inside with Perrin Huggins, Lucas Reed in support. Rookie Brandon Meyer behind him. Sean Anderson will lead them to the line, and your heart starts to race now. You can feel the tension. You can feel the drama. You know that the white flag is out, and it's a race. No matter what. 13 leading, 0-8 behind him, and the 1 car of Jordan Haynes sits in third. Ryan Lindemann waiting for a run. Bealton's Justin Shoup in the Coors Banquet Chevrolet wants to get him to the front. Chevrolet's all the way down till rookie Brandon Meyer in the double 3. Here comes Perrin Huggins in the 8. There goes Jordan Haynes in the 1. Half a lap to go, and the 91 tags the wall. Haynes to the inside, and he wants that win. Looking to win 2 in a row. Here comes Lindemann behind the 1. Hold your breath. Hold on to what you've got. Grit your teeth and hold the hell on. The 1 of Jordan Haynes leads at a turn number 4, going for 2 straight wins. There goes the 8 of Huggins. It's over. 91 gets into the 1 car. Rookie Matthew Seeger to the front, and Matthew Seeger will win at Talladega. Matthew Seeger wins this race. Rookie Pete Yetman in third. Ryan Lindemann with the bronze medal. And every last driver crashing at the end of that race. And what I tell you, Dakota said, I just wanted a clean finish, and I told him, dream on. So let's go back here, because Perrin Huggins caught a huge chunk of race car in his left rear. As you would expect. But how about this kid? ENEA shotgun from the Xbox days. He made his first ENEA start, I mean, less than 2 months ago. And here he is, winning at the Talladega Superspeedway. Matt Seeger is an ENEA winner. Let's go back and take a look at that crash at the end. On lap 97 of 90. There's Perrin Huggins in the 8. We'll see who decides to tag him in the back. It's Matt Seeger. And the 1 of Jordan Haynes gets torn up as well. But Matt Seeger caught the biggest piece of Perrin Huggins, and you want to talk about aggressive move. Let's see how that one ends up. Keep your eye on that 8 car in the middle. Seeger gets to the inside. Oh, he just tags the 8 car hard in the left rear. I mean, hard. Watch this. Onboard Seeger. Jordan Haynes in the 1, got turned around by Shoop in the 91. Watch this. Oh, the 91 just gets turned as the 8 gets turned. Nobody made it through except Pete Yetman in the 28 of Ryan Lindemann. Chaos at the end of that finish. And when it all settles down, Matt Seeger is your winner at Talladega. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium now with our top 3 after a wild Talladega finish. But what more do you expect? It's Talladega, baby. Let's start with our 3rd place finisher. One Ryan Lindemann in the 2.8 Natty Light Chevrolet. Lindo, you finally got the Natty Light car on the podium, man.
Yeah, finally. It's only taken, 14, 16 weeks, but, it's Talladega. Anything can happen. Just got to be patient there coming with 1 to go and just hang on for the ride, really. I hate that I got into Pete there coming to the line. Got a little further down than I wanted to, but, congrats to Matt, a.k.a. Shotgun, on his first ENEA victory. But, yeah, no, it's definitely a good feeling to be finally in the top 3.
Unofficially, you're into the next round of the playoffs by 14 points above the cut line. Congratulations on 3rd. We'll see you next week at Texas.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
2nd place, Pete Yetman in that 2-1. On one of 2 rookies on the podium tonight. Pete, I think this is your best ever ENEA finish. What a ride, man.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Next week at Texas, you got to finish on the podium. I mean, we're not going to have draft help that time, but you still got a chance, man. It's all for pride now. What do you think about going one better and winning?
Well, it's a whole different animal, right? I think when you get into Texas, you probably have to worry more, but with tires fall off and such, I really don't know. As you can tell, I'm relatively new at this, so the bigger thing is trying not to get too many of these guys upset with me, and I know it's iRacing, but you try to be as respectful as you can.
Enough to get yourself 2nd place. Congratulations on the silver medal.
I appreciate it.
This child that we're about to speak to, this young man that has graced the ENEA leagues, not just on console, but now on PC, has officially taken the monkey off his back. And Seeger, this has got to be like your 6th or 7th win, something infantile in numbers compared to some of these veterans on iRacing. Your 6th or 7th start before your 1st win. And here you are in victory lane, but describe the last several hundred yards for us, starting with the contact with the 8 of Perrin Huggins.
Well, I want to first off just own that. I mean, that's 100% on me. I thought that I had a car below me, so I knew there was enough of a lane to get between those 2. But I guess from the replay, I guess I could have came down a little bit more. So I own that. That's on me. I apologize. I know it doesn't fix any of the race cars, but I can't believe it. I mean, we had a run and the seas kind of just parted.
Right place, right time. Perrin Huggins has 6 victories already, so I think giving up 1 might not be the worst thing in the world. But you've got that victory. Next week at Texas, going for 2 in a row. How do you feel about that one?
I like Texas. Texas is a good track. So we'll kind of just see what happens when we get there.
We'll see you in a week's time. Congratulations on your 1st ever ENEA win.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fans at home, that does it for us. An unbelievable finish tonight at an amazing racetrack, and I love Talladega, and I love Daytona, and these kinds of races just really get your heart racing, and it did indeed. Thursday night, we're going to say goodbye to the Gen 4 cars. We're going to put those 700 horsepower monsters in storage for the winter, and we're going to bring them back out just after January. But we got one more race this Thursday night, the Gen 4. goes for one more ride at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and we put a cap on our TNT season. But the hits keep on coming for ENEA. Next Monday, we take the next gen cars to Texas. It's only 4 races to go in the season, and we start the semifinal next week in the Lone Star State. But before then, we'll see you at Homestead right here, Rick James TV, 8:40 p.m. And until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and